Now that we've gotten our site set up using PHP includes, we need to discuss some other front-end techniques that we can use that will make our site run a little bit faster. We're going to be more responsible with our files. Since this website is a static website, it's already going to be pretty fast. However, we are serving a lot of images, and pretty large ones at that. And so whenever we are going to deploy our website to the server, optimization really is the name of the game. We can do a few things that can really save us some time. Using the tool Preproce, or if you're on a Mac, of course, CodeKit does a wonderful job. We have already been compiling our bootstrap.js and our main.minimum.js, and so that's all good. But on our bootstrap.less, we have already compressed that as well. So that is all good things that we've done. However, on our main.less, our files that we have used to override our bootstrap styles, we haven't. And that's something that we need to correct. So if we head over to the page and then just view our source, we can see that the bootstrap is just one big block of code. You can't really read it, but that's great. There's no white space to get in the way of the browser processing your CSS. That's going to make sure that it's speedy. Next, however, we do have our style sheet under main.css, and if we go in here, it's very readable to the human eye, and even though this style sheet is not huge, it's very speedy just by itself. If you were to ever expand on the concept of this website and add a lot more styles, you would want to serve a minified CSS file. So we can take the preproce, we can just select compress CSS. We could auto-prefix this, but we're pretty confident in the prefixes that we already have, and plus we're not using a lot of CSS3 techniques. We can compile this. Once it's compiled, we can refresh this page. Now that we've refreshed, you can see that our CSS is completely minified and a whole lot smaller. This makes it faster for the browser to be able to process through it. The next thing that we need to do is take care of these images. Images are large and there's not really a lot of ways to get through that. You do want to send over high quality imagery, and sometimes it's just going to be a little large to download. There are techniques to avoid that, such as spriting images if you were using a lot of image icons, but we're already using icon fonts, so we've gotten ahead of that a little bit and made some good decisions. However, using Preproce or CodeKit, you can just go through and optimize all of the images in your product. We can go through here and just optimize each image. And this, all it's going to do is compress the size of our images. So for instance, whenever we inspect our H1 image, our hero, we can see that it is actually 69 kilobytes. That's pretty small. But whenever we do take it and use our preprocessor on it, so that's our H1, and we can optimize that image, now whenever we refresh, we should get maybe even a small savings. In this case, we're only going down to about 68.8 kilobytes. Since our image is already pretty optimized, we've used some good imagery in the first place. You can imagine how, if you were using an image straight out of Photoshop or a large file, how using the preprocessor might be able to save you a lot of time and headache and load time for your clients. So let's complete optimizing our images, and we're all done. We can exit out of this, and one more thing I'd like to adjust while we're here is making sure that our logo is heading over to our main index. I can open up Web Matrix and edit again the header. And as you can see here, we have our home that is headed toward index.php. However, our brand with the title of ClearStep is not. It's just a number sign. So we can just point that right back to index.php. Now that we've saved that, we're ready for deployment. In our next video, we'll pack everything up and deploy the ClearStep website on our web host.